put it on the chat. Whatever keeps on coming into your mind, you want to ask something, keep on putting into the chat box, because at the end of the presentation, we will look at the chat box and answer few of the questions which you really we find interesting, relevant, and we feel that they will help everyone which is there on the forum today. So let's start. So agenda for today is that I'll talk a little bit on this sketchy word digital avatar, because it's a little bit confusing, and I tell you why. We will also talk about various online channels where you have your footprints as a professional. So I'll talk very specifically you as a professional person rather than a person who's in real life, in your personal life, because that's what we want to learn and see how we can manage our digital footprints across various channels in a manner that if we want to use it for professional upliftment or professional gains, what we should do to make it more impactful, all those imprints, and what we should definitely avoid if we want our professional image to be managed, maintained by this by our actions, right? So I'll be a little bit, I'll talk about etiquettes, how to make them impactful. Idea is that, do you want what is that you want? In person, I can be anyone, but in profession, I need to carry an image. It's very important. That's how we advertise ourselves. Every animal actually does advertise through a lot of things, and personality, posturing, visibility of personality, whether it is you, the way you dress up, the way you look, try to look, all of this is our impressions which we are planning to make. Now, what we're doing is that physical impressions are maybe going down because we don't meet so many people, but our digital impressions remain. And the worst part is that they remain forever unless we go down and delete them, right? So how do we manage that? That's the agenda. So before I move on to what we want to be, I want to get into the traditional or the actual definition of digital avatar. It's not about human beings actually. Digital avatar is a word which is being used in online today for artificial intelligence created persona, who speaks, who talks to customers, who can be a sales associate, who can be a customer service representative, and they're fed into a lot of intelligence. They actually talk, although they are not human, but they have a human voice, and they have a lot of artificial intelligence stored into them, which they use to convince for a sale or handle a service query. Now, in fact, if you look at this, digital avatars are replacing us. If the company's organization are given a choice, they would rather work with digital avatars because they don't drink, they don't take breaks, they don't feel fearful like we all are fearing now. But on the other hand, they don't have emotions, they don't have personality, which we all of us have. So though I'm using the word digital avatar for all of us today, including myself, I know very clearly that digital avatar means something else. But I personally feel this is what you would be competing with. And we can only defeat it by one way, and that's our humanity, that's our emotions, right? So we need to be understanding, but we will not be doing, if we don't learn good from it, what digital avatars are, we will not be able to use what good in us have. So we have an advantage, but that advantage only works if we are able to learn the advantages of this mode too. So that's the whole idea. So digital avatars can be for business owners. I know many people here are business owner, entrepreneurs. They need to do a lot using this digital avatar. In fact, they are more concerned about that. How do they make their businesses more sellable? How did they market well using all the digital impression which they individually, as Swetank or Aman or anyone for that matter, or they also want their organization to have digital imprints. You have your website, you may have your Facebook page for your organization, and in fact, many people have now their business page on LinkedIn. Now, I'll talk about a little bit on that and understand what works in my view and what doesn't work. I have done some research in the last 2 days. I even share those links with you in the presentation itself. So when someone shares this presentation with you, you can actually use those links to go to those specific articles. I may have read around 20 of each, but I'm giving you only one which I thought that is the right one for you to share. Right? So you may be a sales person, you may be a service person, you may be a support person. I personally feel that we all need to adopt to these digital avatars. Some of you say, I don't sell, I don't need clients. Do I need to have some sort of an online? Do I need to manage my online impressions well? Yes, you do, because your customers are there and they're seeing you as a person there. And they do believe that a lot. So if you look like a, sorry to use this word, if you look like an idiot on your LinkedIn presence or LinkedIn avatar, let me use that word, the customer may not build that trust which they may have with you, though you may be someone who's just handling visas, which is a very important work. But somehow they find you in your digital impression across the online world, they didn't find you someone who they can trust with for any reason. You may have a very strong political views which they don't like. I mean, I have a lot of very strong political views which many people don't like. If they start dealing with me in that manner, I lose a lot of trust. So I need to really manage my impressions professionally. Yeah.
Sorry to barge in. Your voice is breaking a bit. There is a lot of breakage.
Is it?
Yes.
You want me to move to some place closer to Wi-Fi like I did last time? But that would be in my drawing room. And
so now it is clear. I can hear it clear.
Okay. So let me put the stop video and then only talk. Will that work? I think, and I'll keep it closer to my. Okay.
I believe so. Yeah, because it's taking a lot of bandwidth.
Is it okay now?
Perfect.
Okay. So what will happen is that it's whatever you remain on. I mean, this online world will even keep on having impressions of yours, good and bad both, even when you may not be there. For example, you may have moved in life. So you have to be very, very careful. Obviously, some of you may say, I don't care. My personality is like that and I use social media only for personal use, which is absolutely fine. Then you should use it for personal use specifically and say whatever you want to say or whatever is allowed on that platform to say. So how do you do that? So these are the various digital footprints of a digital avatar. I think they will be in future, or now the combination of this will emerge, right? Again, I'm not saying that people will stop traveling, people will stop meeting. They will not. Humans have evolved through traveling. Traveling is like food, and traveling is like a recreation for human beings. Creating a life, for example, making love, for example. This is so integral to human evolution. It won't stop. Right? I just met someone who said, these masks will remain forever now. And I said, no, because they will not remain forever, because they are hiding the most important expression which we have evolved through millions of years, and that's a smile. It's not one day we are able to smile. Humans have taken thousands of years to smile, right? That's how we reached here. It's a huge communication tool, and I don't think human will allow that communication tool to wipe off just because they want to put a mask on. It's a temporary, it will go off. So our digital footprints are very, very important. One of them, which I have learned in last 2 months or so, is how do you do online presentation? And what do you do? Because you will do a lot of online presentation in future. Even if when you start doing offline presentations, that is in-person presentation, I will encourage you all who's there on this webinar today, that learn from it and use it tactically, strategically, in a manner that it increases your own reach to many people. You are able to be more impactful. And I'll tell you how. I also talked about LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Facebook, emails, but these are the only things we'll talk about. I would like to talk about on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, and many more. Unfortunately, I don't have enough information myself to share on these platforms. So maybe in future, if I think I am in a position to share more information on them, I will definitely do that. So let's start with the first one, our online meetings. And here I want all of you to make notes, right? It's very, very important that make some notes here, because you will be able to use these notes so whatever we write by hand, we remember it for a long period of time, very, very long period of time. Humans now have been found out. So I don't know whether you know that or not. We have a place where we keep memories. People who use Braille is a script which blind people use to read. That memory place for them is bigger than any one of us. The reason being because we use a lot of hand, and hand creates a lot of memory inside our head. So remember that when we write, we remember. So please make notes in case you feel you would like to use the knowledge today to make a better online meetings, or having a better online meeting avatar for yourself. Online meetings work similarly. They have to go through the same channel, which is plan, prepare, deliver. And I am huge, though if you ask me to rate myself, on planning, I would rate myself not more than 5 on 10. I am improving. However, I think there is a lot which I need to go before I actually I can count myself a better planner for a presentation. So there are 3 things. So we'll focus on all 3 for a while. How do they work in online meeting? By and large, their hue and their color and their characteristics remain same as they are with your offline or a person meetings, presentations, personal presentations, but they do have a little bit of a change, and I would like to discuss the whole thing here. To start with plan. So when you're doing an online planning for an online meeting oblique presentation, I'm using the word meeting for everything, whether you do a presentation to 1, whether you do a presentation to 2, whether you are doing just a meeting, maybe with or without a PowerPoint presentation. At the moment, I'm assuming that you are doing a PowerPoint presentation either on a product, service, or an idea to person or persons. Now, if these persons are various types, like I have today here, people from industry, non-industry, people who are working on the front line, customer service people, sales, operations, and business owners. So I have to be clear that there is everything for everyone here. I need to be very cautious of my audience. It always reminds me, I don't know how many of you have seen this movie. There's a very interesting movie of Shah Rukh Khan called Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na. In that movie, there is a band which plays a fabulous music in a marriage party, and Shah Rukh Khan is not part of that. And then they were taken so well, and everybody claps and everybody gives them some sort of a lot of applause. And what happens is they play the same song, same band, in a bar which is visited by these gangsters, and they were hooted and thrown shoes at and abused, and they were not understanding it's the same song. The song was the same, music was the same, singers were the same, audience was different. And if you remember, Shah Rukh Khan steps in and he sings that song, which is more related to those gangsters. So you need to be very, very clear that if your presentation, your meeting does not fit the audience, it doesn't matter how good you are, because it's not talking to the people. So you should be very, very clear there. What's the goal you want out of a presentation? You should be clear about that. What time are you doing? Doesn't matter. It does matter. And you will see when I will tell you a little bit of planning I did, that what time are we doing it? And if you are doing in person, obviously you will look at the conference room or the office or the cafeteria where you're doing it. And if you're doing online, you have to look around and see, how does your room look like? Does it look like a hostel dormitory, or does it look like a professional setting? You prepare a presentation. The most important thing about a presentation preparation is the flow. If you don't have a flow and you don't remember that flow well, you will not be able to present it well. It's not only about, obviously, if you have a good voice, good baritone, you have a good way of talking, you are humorous, all of that will help. All of that is a is a fabulous addition to a good presenter. But you may not have one of those, but that's fine. But this is something which you can't say that I want it in my genetics or I want it through. This is something which you can do every time, and that's prepare a flow. What is that you want to say? Work on that flow. Cut it upside down. Make 10 copies of it, or 10 rough works of it. Because once you do that, you know what you are doing. And you are the one who is control of the presentation. Even when you are presenting, like I am presenting now online, I can read from my presentations, but I don't want to. Because if I start reading from my presentation, what's written there, prepare, structure, slide design, chat question, you will all lose me. You will all say, what the hell this guy is talking about? We can read what's there. We want a story around it. And that story get ingrained in your brain only if you do well preparation, specifically a flow. Deliver, you all know the rules. Little bit of a rule changes in delivery, and I am trying to grasp that. One is that you have to speak a little bit louder, otherwise people can't read, people can't understand you. Interaction would be a little bit different if any one of you have attended, and some of you do have attended my presentation or my webinars or my trainings. I love to interact with audience. Unfortunately, I'm not able to on online. Someone says that you can, Aman, but I find it is still cumbersome. I think it's still handicap on that particular front, trying to learn that. But you have to set the rule of interaction. You need to look at the camera if you are doing the video. All of us have the habit of looking at our own photograph or a video which is coming on. But actually, people are seeing you as distracted. While if you look at the camera, you will look more focused. And obviously, sorry?
Aman, it's still breaking, I think.
It's still breaking?
Yeah, it is.
I think I may be breaking for one or two people maybe, and I think that may be the problem with their connection. Because if I'm audible to 95% of the people.
Actually, 5-7 people have messaged, yeah, a couple of you hear it. It's breaking for me also.
Okay, so let me, breaking for you also. Let me go a little bit closer to my Wi-Fi. I think that will improve, may improve. Wait a minute. Wi-Fi bandwidth की problem. Is it clearer now?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it clearer now?
Yes, sir, it is. It is.
Now it's perfectly audible. Let's move forward and we'll see how it is.
Okay.
And maybe if you could keep an eye out on the chat just for the next minute or so, people will comment there whether it's better or not.
Okay, got that.
Thank you.
Much better. I can hear you much better. So everybody is fine with me now. Thank you very, very much. It's my son who must be now cursing all of you because I just asked him to shut his movie which he was watching.
In fact, I was calling him and he was not taking the call. Okay.
No, that's the elder one. He won't curse. He is a decent boy. It is the younger one who will curse you as well as me. Don't worry.
Okay. It's
okay. So let's move on. So delivery. So you have to tell a story because even in online presentation, nothing changes that. I mean, you may think that I can do away on online presentations with some sort of, I can do away with some sort of storytelling, or because I'm not being seen, not being presented, can I get away with it? I think you can't, you cannot, right? So you need to be very, very clear, okay, on the delivery part. Best practices for video meetings. So, understand, prepare your location. I have done that, but I failed because of one big reason is that, there's definitely a connectivity issue, but again, you have to look at the work around you, make sure you know how to use the hardware. Is it working, not working? It works because, what happens is if you don't know how does it work, it may look a little bit unprofessional and you may not be able to make the impression which you would actually like to make. Use a headset, call early, clearly without, this is one thing which you need to be remembering on the online presentation at least. Offline presentation, we can do a lot of pausing. online presentation, pause may lose you. So you need to be at your best delivery method in terms of your volume. So if your presentation coming in next day, my advice would be don't drink actually, because that takes a lot of energy away next day morning. You won't be able to at your best, right? So don't drink or wake up early, do some exercise. I think that will give you a lot of energy, because online presentation do ask for a lot of energy from you. Do's and don'ts of online: suitable clothes, don't sit too close, look into the lens. I have to sit too close now because you are unable to hear me. Don't, if you're turning on the camera, don't put your head too high, too low, don't multitask, all of that, right? But the best important part is again remain for online is that you should be little bit aware that how people are taking you. Like for example, Suman just gave me a hint that I should look at chat box often so that I know if everybody is there or I have lost some people or not. Okay? So that's on online meetings. So here is now the interesting thing, and this is for all my travel industry friends. So if now you get a call or you get to know that somebody is getting married in the month of February, and you want to do a presentation for them now, what do you think you will start from? So if they say, yes, I agree with you that let me do a presentation, let's have a presentation with both the families. You tell us, we will look forward to this destination wedding. How will you start it? Anyone can say me. What is that you want to do first? Anyone can say. All right, let me look at the checkbox. If somebody's typed down. Give me 1 second. Okay, so anyone can tell me what is that you would like to start with? Yogesh, anyone? Can you all hear me? I've lost you.
You are audible.
Audible. Okay, so anyone, introduce them. Bidisha says introduce them. Okay. Anyone can write anything. Just write anything. What is that you would like to start with? Start with getting people, intro, understand the requirement, that Vikas. Oh, lovely. I'm getting a lot of stuff. Lovely. Very good. Scheduling, call their names out. Introduction. So you are all right. All of you were really very good. But if you're starting a presentation or if you are doing a presentation online, I think all of you said right things, right? But let me tell you what I would like to do. Even before I start making a presentation, if you remember, I said plan. So what I did was, someone was after me that I should create a presentation for you. So I said, okay, let me start with planning, and I stopped at planning. So I did plan this last night and say, if I'm planning to do a presentation on, say, for example, on destination wedding, so I just created few characters and assumed a few things that I know about them. Now, these things you can know even on the phone discussion, and you know them very, very well, right? So this is what you should start first thing. Before even you make presentation, is write it down on a piece of paper. I am giving you an advice which will help you forever in your life. If you are someone who want to make your online or offline presentations powerful, and even your meetings more powerful, piece of paper and a pen works fantastically well. So I wrote down that. So I said, okay, let me plan it out. So who are the audience? So I wrote down Kapoor's and Sethi family. And I suddenly came to my mind, I would know who's paying for the cost, because that will help me do my presentation better. Both of them are paying together, or one of them are paying. I don't know. Is this a love marriage or an arranged marriage? So these things came to my mind when I started planning it. Do I know their taste? What type of holidays they enjoy as a family? Do they enjoy beach holidays, or they enjoy heritage holidays, or they enjoy mountains? What type of holiday they generally enjoy? Because that will help me create the options which I want to give them. What's the profile? Are they very rich people, or just above middle class family? What type of businesses they do? Are they into business families, or they are people who are mostly working in corporates? Who are influencers? Who are the people who want to me to do that wedding for them? Who are the ones who are gatekeepers who said, no, that won't work? Right? Do I know them? If I know them, that will help me during the presentation. I will call out the names. I will use them as people in my own way, right? What type of objections or myth I have to break? Were they to do with cost or maybe customs? Because somebody will say, no, what happens if we don't get the right Panditji there, right? Were they be with logistic hassle, passports, COVID-19? What type of myth or what type of objection they may have? What's my goal anyway? What is I want to achieve? I want to achieve a presentation. I want a yes from them. I want to send them 3 options. I can get advance from them. What's my goal? What is the time I am doing it? I am doing it at 8 to 9 in the evening. I'm eating into the TV time. And if I'm eating into the TV time, I better be entertaining, right? I should be as entertaining as television. And I'm doing this presentation to both the families. I'm doing it on video for sure. So how well can that video which they are seeing me, can it be connected to a television at their home, which is, do they have a big television? They will definitely have a big television. Can it be connected? Because not everybody would be able to see the presentation on laptop. There are 10, 12 people. Do I want them to maybe carry some eatables, maybe a drink if they are a family which they would like to sit with a drink and a snack when I'm doing this presentation on this destination wedding for them? Maybe. Do I need to wear ethnic, or do I be better looking out business casuals? What do I wear for the presentation? Because they will be looking at my video. All of these questions I need to answer before I start making the presentation. Then I look at the flow. Wait a minute, I'll show you the flow. So I wrote down the flow of this presentation. So I would like to start with photos and videos of traditional wedding versus destination wedding. But I need to be careful, and I wrote down very clearly that I need to be careful that I don't put down traditional weddings as boring or a drab, because people have enjoyed traditional weddings. They all have been people who have seen Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, and they know any wedding can be enjoyed anywhere. You don't need to be in Thailand to enjoy a wedding. You can do it anywhere. So, but I need to present destination wedding better. That's important. Not putting down, because if I do that, there will be people who will object to it and say, no, my Banja got married and I really enjoyed that. You can't say that it's a drab matter. So don't do that, right? So I'll start with this. That's my flow of the presentation, but then move to Mythbusters. And every myth which I break, I will talk about how I am going to manage it, whether it is related to the cost. And I would even use an objection. I don't know, some of you may have attended my sales workshop that I will use. I wrote it down specifically that I will use my tactics of objection handling called feel, felt, found. Right? So, no, you're thinking this is costly, but you see Mr. Saxena also got married, he also felt the same way. And then he found out that destination wedding is very different because they dealt with us Aman holiday travel, for example, right? Why destination marriage? I need to focus on that point post that. And then I need to give them 3 themes, and I would work on themes on Thailand, Oman, and Georgia, for example. I just put the name. You can pick up anyone. So, and then last has to have an action plan. What is that I want to achieve out of that? So I want them to say, let's meet 10 days down the line with options, with pricing, maybe in person or maybe another online meeting. If you have done this part, if you write down this part, work on this part, then only move to the making of presentation, because the presentation which will come out after this would be fabulous, because it will have thought, it will have life, it will have consultancy, which is what we sell as travel agents, right? It will have things which people can't see but want to see. It is not a presentation which I have just copy pasted from 15 slides and suddenly give it to someone. That won't impact. So what I want you to do, this is specifically for advantage related people here. Use this. Make a presentation after doing the writing part of it, and then see how does it work for you. You can want to share with us, you can share with us, someone can share with some of the presentation. I am actually make a presentation on this now in not more than half an hour, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, right? Using all of this and deliver a presentation to you as a destination wedding seller. But I think better it's that you do. So that's what we do for online meetings. Now let's move further. Let's move towards our LinkedIn avatar. Now this is important because I have seen personally that people acted phenomenally unprofessionally on LinkedIn. I have done it myself and realized that this is something which I should avoid. So how can you boost your engagement on LinkedIn? And again, I'm not selling LinkedIn here. I'm not saying that you have to do it. I'm sorry. I'm only saying if you want to use LinkedIn as your digital part, or it is part of your strategy of your digital life, I think you should use it in a right manner. One, obviously, you should use the best way of being on LinkedIn. And I have not created that. I have got it help from many. So first thing you can start with is look at your SSI score on LinkedIn. It's called the Social Selling Index. Mine was 35 around 6 months back. It's 66 now. I just took that last night and took my score. We all can check that, right? And there is a way to improve your SSI score. It does not mean that somebody has an SSI score of 85, he will be more impactful on LinkedIn, or he will have friends and job offers and business offers across. No, it's not that. But that means that you are connected to LinkedIn in the most professional and the most impactful manner. So you need to increase that score. There are many ways to increase that score. LinkedIn itself have given those many ways. I have done a little bit of a study, is that first and foremost to establish a professional brand. Think yourself as a brand on LinkedIn. Don't think yourself as something which, and how do you promote a brand? What does the brand is perceived as? Brand is a perception. We think of a Coke, we know it's a cold drink, right? We think of a Google, we know it's an engine which search, right? That's the power of the branding. So you need to think yourself as a brand. And everything you do on LinkedIn should be enhancing that brand, not working against that brand, right? And you need to little bit be thoughtful about it. So you need to put in right photos there. You can't put photos on LinkedIn which are in your shorts and holiday photos. Avoid that. But if there's a good photo of the holiday also, you can put that also. Update your information regularly. I mean, I've seen on LinkedIn people still saying that they're working with X organization, while I know they have left that organization long back. And highlight your skill. What is that you feel you do well? And it's very, very important, right? So establish your personal brand. Let me see at the chat box if everybody is able to hear. Oh, I'm sorry. I think this misses this again. Wait a minute. Okay, let me load the chat box. Okay, Vinay is okay. Nice pen. Somebody says, Abhijit, thank you, Abhijit. Okay, perfect. So, second thing which you should do on LinkedIn is find the right people. Don't get connected with everyone. I just got connected with someone, and I don't know how I went on that connection. Somebody called Marcus King, and I suddenly get a message on my personal email, official email, saying somebody selling me a lottery, which was like, I don't know what. And I just deleted Marcus King. So be careful who you add on, right? You should not look like someone pestering someone who are not. I mean, why should I add in my LinkedIn profile people who are in modeling. It's not that I don't like models. I do like models, like every one of us do. But they don't need to be on my LinkedIn page unless I know them personally due to some reason. I mean, somebody from travel have moved to modeling and want to be a friend with me. Obviously, the person will be my friend, but I will not accept a request from a model. Now, that doesn't gel well with my profile of a corporate trainer, right? So select profiles which are aligned to your profile. Engage with insights. Now, this is something I really want to do. In my heart of my heart, I want to do that. And this is one thing, because of my LinkedIn score is not that great. I don't share stuff on LinkedIn too much. And I think now I will start sharing some stuff on LinkedIn. Many people share their YouTube videos on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn says it doesn't work that well. It has to be native videos which are uploaded specifically for LinkedIn, right? So engage with insights, build relationships, join networks. People, I mean, I would love to be in the networks of HR people. I would love to be on the network of trainers and motivational speakers. These are the areas where, or travel agencies, which is my core business anyway, right? Seek out connection, turn viewers into followers. This is the way you can improve your LinkedIn score, right? I'm also giving you a link, website link, which Suman can share with you along with the presentation. This is, I studied around 20, 25 write-ups, blogs. This one I really liked, and I thought that I'll share it with you. If you want to be more powerful on LinkedIn, this is what you should do to make it more professional. Before I move on to my next topic, I would like to talk a little bit etiquettes for professionals on LinkedIn. Number one, and this is something which all of us, you should write it down. LinkedIn is not Facebook. What you do on Facebook, you should not do on LinkedIn. And many people don't realize that. My first reaction to the people who treat it like a Facebook, and if they are in my network, is delete them. I just, whosoever they may be. They may be a owner of an organization. They may be something very close to me, my friend, my relative. But if somebody behaves in a manner, shares their holiday photos, or share the photograph of their children, or what they ate, I find it so stupid. And one thing I will do is I will delete them, right? So people may be deleting you if you are doing that. So remember, it's not Facebook. It is a professional network, should be dealt in professionally. If you have those personal things to share, which is fine, use another platform. And I think Facebook works that very, very well. Too much of spam on LinkedIn doesn't work. I mean, every day morning you get up and you do a forward on LinkedIn. That doesn't work. People will start treating you as someone who doesn't have work, and it doesn't work. Irrelevant messages doesn't work. Too much of self-serving content. I am great. Look, what I'm doing is all of that stuff. It looks very pompous on LinkedIn. You have to manage LinkedIn in a very specific manner. Don't ask new connections to endorse you. Don't ask people to ask anyone for. Don't ask strangers for recommendations, for example, right? Don't add all your LinkedIn connection to your email list. Export there and start sending them email every day. Very unprofessional. In fact, the third one is a crime in some places, right? I think if I'm not wrong, adding all your LinkedIn connection to your email database is a crime in Canada, if I'm not wrong. So avoid all of this. Don't lock down your LinkedIn profile. Some people will make a profile, social profile, and then lock it down for everyone in the world. And they say, if you want to talk to me, please take permission. And that's not fair, because you are on social media. You should be available. That's what the idea was anyway when you came on that, right? Again, I'm so sorry. I'm again giving you one more link there about the LinkedIn etiquettes. It's quite detailed. I have shortened it for all of us so that you can enjoy it and you can make some notes. So make some notes. Many of them will really, really help you, right? Like, for example, when I first got to know about my SSI score, and I also got to know how can I improve. I still don't do all, but I do something of that exercise that my LinkedIn scores improves. And it's not some sort of an ego pedestal I want to be. I'm saying, oh, look, I got 91% on LinkedIn, or I got 4,000, 20,000 connection on LinkedIn. That's not the idea. Idea is, am I using the platform in the most professional and in the right manner or not? So we have taken care of online, we have moved on to LinkedIn, now we are moving on to WhatsApp. So rather than how do you use WhatsApp more impactfully, not required, I am saying, let's look at some etiquettes on WhatsApp. First, कहना क्या चाहते हो? Right? Sometimes I get messages and first thing I get is कहना क्या चाहते हो? Right? That's the famous professor look of the Three Idiots. So some people write on Facebook, on WhatsApp in text which are you can't recognize at all, right? So you can do that with your friends. I'm fine, but some people are moving from their friend circle and moving into the professional life, and even on a professional discussion, they use word like this. I am sucker of the tradition, old good traditions in my life, at least on the professional level. So you should look good. You should, for example, shave, take a bath before you go for a professional meeting, online, offline, doesn't matter. So don't even write that way that people don't understand you. Don't use LinkedIn like an email. WhatsApp like an email. WhatsApp is WhatsApp. It's messaging. It's not emailing. If you want to do an email, send an email. What's the big issue in it? Right? I find it so difficult to write all the stuff on the WhatsApp. It's not that platform. If you are connecting, sending an idea, it's fine. There's some people on WhatsApp who just believe in sending pictures and video. They are a JPG and a MP4 people. They don't write a word on WhatsApp, ever. They don't even write, I like that and I don't like that. They simply use either those icons or just do JPG spammers. Good morning, this, that. You will send 5 pictures of a Devi Devata, maybe something to do with a great motivational quote. We all love that. We all like that. But please, if you have a view, share it. Don't be just a JPG spammer on WhatsApp. And that's not fair. If you are doing it personally with your friends and relatives, I don't care, right? You want to do something with your own friends and relatives, who am I to interfere or intervene in that? But if you're doing on the personal front, I think you should avoid that. You will not be seen as the right professional. Assume you're sending 50 JPGs to your customer about a location or a destination. Who has the time to look at that? You want to say something, you're a consultant, aren't you, a travel consultant? Consulting comes from what you say. You can use some pictures and videos to emphasize upon the point you want to say. But please, don't be just a knowledge thrower using cut and paste. Use some. I have not created all of this myself. I have copied and pasted from various places. But I'm putting my opinion onto it, and that's what you should do. Create a group. I have been part of 100 groups which I never asked for. And suddenly somebody, I love animals, but I don't want to be part of an animal loving group. That's not what I get motivated by. And somebody creates in my society animal loving group and add me to it and then bombard me with photographs of cute dogs. Something which I don't like. It's not that I don't like cute dogs, but only thing is I don't want cute dog photos every day in the morning in my phone because somebody added me to it. So quit gracefully if you want to. Don't be a novelist on WhatsApp, right? Don't write novels. Keep on writing, and read more, and somebody reads more, and read more, and somebody reads more, and read more. Any message which I have to click read more, I generally don't read. Chain mail, copy paste, you understand that very, very, very well. I personally feel you should not even do in your personal life. Forget about doing it on your professional avatar. I may be the last person to give you gyan on this, but I still would give you that gyan because I learn a lot from this gyan myself. If you want to make a friend and enemy, discuss politics. If that fails, try religion, right? I have bettered it by saying, even if that fails, try politics mixed with religion. You will lose a lot of friends and you will lose a lot of people. If you're not part of any discussion which you don't want to be, exit gracefully, right? Don't do that. Definitely not on professional platforms. I have quit personally many professional platforms where politics or religion get discussed because I don't like it, right? Because I have my own opinions, which you may not like. So why don't be there? On my personal friends front, I can do whatever. That's my choice. So we have done now 3 online meetings, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp. Let's move on to the 4th one, which is Facebook etiquettes for professionals. So one thing about Facebook, my one advice is that you should use Facebook professionally in a very guarded manner. It's a personal platform, like LinkedIn is not Facebook, Facebook is not LinkedIn. So you should be aware of that. But if you are using that for a lot of personal personal friends, a lot of professional usage, so then at least use the right screen name, use the right photo with a high quality photographs, and also have a look at your settings, right? What are your settings on Facebook or not? Don't post anything that you wouldn't want your client, boss, or colleagues to see. Don't feel don't. I mean, there were other things also written in there when I first read this part, that your mother, your children, your clergy, your boss, your colleague, if you don't want them to, you will feel embarrassed that they see that. Avoid that anyway, right? On Facebook, right? That's not fair. I mean, using pictures or videos, and be opinionated in a very negative manner on anything, because you may or may not think it that way, but people are making opinions about you as a professional, provided you are using it for professional. You have a lot of professional friends are there on Facebook. Assume your 20 clients are with you attached on Facebook, which many organizations have encouraged sometimes. And assume now you are someone who they really think is a good guy or a good girl, good lady, someone who they really trust on the customer service front. And then they see you liking or commenting on a video or on a picture which is downcast, which is biased, which is something which you should not do. Suddenly, though you're saying, hello, are you paying me for my opinion on this particular thing, or are you paying for my knowledge on tickets? I think they say that we are paying for your knowledge for tickets, but the trust level on you will get reduced. Not that they will still stop giving you work, but somehow that relationship had some sort of a breakage, and which will reflect in your professional life too. So a little bit be very, what are you liking, sharing, and what is that you are being opinionated on. Keep personal and professional posts separate. Now that's really good. Some of you can add on to your professional life onto Facebook. That means create another page for yourself within your own page, or create a separate ID altogether, which you use only for professional networking. I leave that you decide. It works in some manner, doesn't work in some manner, but I think in case you really want to use Facebook as your online avatar, I think you should be very, very careful. Practice halt. This is something we all can do. In fact, I am a great advisor to do it, even if in your real life, and that's never post anything when you are hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. I should have put hungry before angry. That's the reason it is called halt. But I always think that angry is more important than hungry. So never post anything when you are angry, hungry, lonely, and tired, because you may, in the stress, say things which you don't like to say otherwise. And if it's your professional life, definitely don't do that. Like on others, I have created a link. I'm sharing with you a link here also. You can get that link. It has fabulous write-ups on your Facebook etiquettes and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So we move to the final one, and okay, that's fine in 1 hour. So I put emails at the last because I thought that in case we are short on time, I can avoid email and share it some other day, but I think we can still do it 5-10 minutes from now. So your emails are also very, very important in your professional life. And in fact, you may say, Aman, just 2 months back, email was the biggest thing which we were doing. You're absolutely right. And you would be doing it in future too. So tips for your, if you want to be a real powerful email writer, when I say powerful, does not mean you want to sway people off their feet. Powerful means email is able to deliver result you want out of the email, right? That's what we call a powerful email. So there are a few tips. Be concise, be clear, be upfront. So let me explain that. Like on WhatsApp messages, you don't like to read more, read more, read more. Research proves that even on email, if you have to scroll down once or twice, most people just give it up. They don't do that. So whatever you want to say, try to be concise. Why people are not concise? Because they don't work homework better, right? Mark Twain saying, I repeated it earlier, that, Mark Twain is someone who really writes phenomenally well. And he said, I didn't have time to write you a short letter. That's the reason I'm writing you a long one. Because you need time to write concise. You need to work hard. You have to convert everything into smaller bullets, right? So be concise, be clear, and be upfront. Be upfront means whatever people, when they open the email, whatever they see, as soon as the email got opened, chances of that being registered, that being acted upon are highest. So if you want someone to return their call, or if you want someone to clear your money, or if you want someone to look at the 3 options which you have sent and select one, it should not go like this. That option for Thailand, go down. Option for Oman, go down. Option for Georgia, go down. No, this won't work. You should have 3 options. Option for Thailand, A, B, C, 3 bullets, price, what they are, and then you should write a note. For more details, scroll down or look down. They may or may not look down. That's their thing, but at least you have given them the information. Similarly, not many people have done this mistake. I have done that mistake myself. And that is that I put a lot of information on attachment. Now, sometimes I really need to send attachments. But whatever is the message of the attachment, I need to put it into the mail body upfront, because chances of them opening attachment are not very high. So whatever I want to say, for example, here is your outstanding statement. Hello, chances of someone opening it, not very high. Here is your outstanding statement, which is as on 30th of April is 5,23,573. It is already overdue by 42 days. Please pay. Put that message, and details you can always look into the attachment. Read it once again before hitting send. 99% of the time you will improve on the mail if you just read it again. Right? It's a tactic, or it's a strategy, or it's a tip not many follow, but whosoever follows is a winner. It's like checking your exam paper before you submit it to the teacher. Not most of us won't do that, but people who have done that will always score higher than the people who don't do that. So check, read before saying send. Some email etiquettes you should definitely follow, otherwise you will be in some sort of trouble one day or the other. I am telling you by experience. Include a clear, direct subject line. In travel industry, it happens a lot. The email is started with information on Canadian visa, and then it moves to a holiday to Cincinnati, for example. and subject line doesn't change, and 50 emails get changed between the visa guy and the operation guy, the implant person, and it keeps on changing. Subject keeps on changing, but the subject line remains the same, right? That doesn't work. Phenomenally unprofessional. Never do that. Read the message, look at the subject line, delete older mails if you feel that they are just they just a kuda on the digital dustbin. Don't keep on resending things again and again. Delete messages and write the right subject line. Again, think twice before hitting reply all. Do I need to say it to everyone who's included on the mail or only to the sender? Am I writing reply all because I am showing off that I have read it and I'm replying, although others doesn't matter? Or I am doing it because it is required that everyone should know. So think twice before you hit the button reply all. Keep it professional, use professional salutation. Some people find it difficult. Do you call it Aman? Do you call it Mr. Kaushik? Do you call it Sir? So the rule is Aman works the best if Aman allows you to call himself Aman. If not, then maybe Mr. Kaushik or Sir. Dear Mr. Aman, bad. Dear Mr. Aman Kaushik, very, very bad. Right? Dear Kaushik / Aman Mr. I think you must be joking. This works well on a ticket itinerary, ticket print, but not on an email, right? So avoid that. Reply to all emails. Again, some of you may say, Aman, are you crazy? I can't. I do agree with that. Definitely in the scenario of our businesses travel, you can't reply all. But idea is that you should acknowledge reply mails where you have been. If somebody has sent you included into a reply all mail, you can even reply while you included me. But again, it's a little bit controversial there because we get so many mails and you may not be able to, but definitely reply to mails which are intended for you. Proofread every message. Ask me, have I done mistakes where I've not checked the spelling? Yes, I have. How often? Not very often. How latest? Yesterday, right? So we all do this mistake. It looks very bad. You feel like, picking up something and hitting your head with it because it gives a bad impression of you. Have you done that? Yes, I have done that. I need to improve on it. Idea is that I know that I need to improve on it. So please make sure that you do a spell check. Now, this is something which I want to learn, which I want to do, but not being able to. And that's add the email address last. This is a one practice which can save you a lot of embarrassment. It can save you a lot, but we don't do it because it's difficult. It's easy to reply and then start typing, or it's easy to first say to, enter the name of the recipient you want to send to, and then start framing them. It happens with all of us. In fact, I was planning to give an idea to Microsoft Outlook that they should put the to and CC after, not first in the email composition, because write the mail first, because that will save you. May definitely, if you do that, because it helps you doing few things. You will be able to recheck it. You will be rechecking it, the mail itself. You will be rechecking the subject, and you will be rechecking who are you sending it to. I'm trying my best to get hold of to this good habit. Unable to. It's very difficult to break this habit of writing the recipient name first, but I think we should try to. I give you an idea now. Figure it out if you can do that. Double check that you have selected the correct recipient. Again, it's connected to the first one itself. Even if you are writing the recipient name first and then framing the mail or then articulating the mail, even then go back and see the recipient. Have you sent it to the right person or not? Have you sent it to the right recipient email address or not? It's a great habit. It will save you a lot of embarrassment. Use corporate fonts. Don't write emails in capital. Don't write emails in colors. Don't write. Generally, Georgia, Arial, Verdana, Courier. These are all good fonts. Black, font size 10, 11 max, not less than 9. So 9, 10, 11, which one you feel comfortable with. 10 is ideal. You can look at 11 if you really want to write a little bit bolder, because some of the fonts works better in 11, some of the fonts works better in 10. So look at that, which one you want to use, and use that for your email. Make sure that whole email is in the same font. Multiple fonts in the same email, even if those fonts are professional, give a very unprofessional image. Red is out, blue is out, green is out, brown is out. Red, yellow, sorry, not blue. Red, yellow, green, brown are completely out of an email. You must be stupid if you still do that. Black is ideal. If maximum you want to use another color, it can be the darker blue, dark side of the blue. Because light blue on white background looks awful. Manage your tone even on the email. It's important that when you're talking to people, you still are able to correct your tone if you see a facial expression of someone not appreciating your tone, right? You can do that. But on email, doing that becomes very difficult, right? As they say, I'm modern day Tulsidas. If I want to be, I can say, कमान से निकला तीर, बात मुंह से निकली बात, और send की हुई email कभी वापस नहीं आती, right? Remember that always. You will work very, very well, and it will help you a lot if you remember this. Always remember this, right? कमान से निकला तीर, मुंह से निकली बात, और send की हुई email कभी वापस नहीं आती. Email, like your all communication, should be comprising of all 7 C's of communication. They should be correct, clear, complete. Consider the matter. Is it the right, concise, very, very important, concrete? Is it saying everything you want to say? Courteous. Are you being courteous on the email or not? You should look at from that angle. Read any article on 7 C's of communication and apply that onto your email thing too. You will become a good professional email writer. So thank you very much to all of you. It was lovely having all of you. It's a 1 hour, around 1 hour 5 minutes, which I took. I thought that I will be able to finish this in 1 hour. I was a little bit skeptical that I will be able to or not. So I must say thank you very much to all of you. You are able to bear me for 1 hour 5 or 1 hour 10 minutes. What for advantage people is, we will share this presentation with you. Suman's call, if you want to share it with everyone, all of the people who were there. But for definitely from advantage point of view, we want to share with advantage people. And at least I would expect all of you to do few things when you go back after today's presentation. 1, look at your LinkedIn profile. 2, look at your Facebook interactions. Write down what you shouldn't do on WhatsApp when you are interacting with clients. On email, 3 things which you do, you want to avoid or you want to include. Only 3 things. Don't try with too much. And finally, specifically for people who are from advantage and are from the customer side of this, they should make at least 3 to 4 presentation, 5 slides each, based on the learnings of today, and practice the delivery obviously later on. But start with putting it on the piece of paper. Like for example, I can see Kesar and I can see how can Kesar use it, for example. Now Kesar can use it. I need to make a presentation on the requirement of Schengen visa. Assume a customer says, can you tell me, and you say, I can send you an email, or you have an opportunity to be a better professional, Kesar, for example, in this case, and can say, sir, if you have 10 minutes, I can give you an online presentation for Schengen visa. Do you have 10 minutes? Person say, yeah, I do have 10 minutes, and Kesar can create a fabulous presentation on Schengen visa using the learnings today, right? What is that you want to say? What is it you want to use? How do you want to say that? And deliver it. What will it do? It will improve your own image, digital image, I would say here, or digital avatar of you as a visa professional. Again, these are some ideas you can pick and choose whatever you feel like, right? But idea is that how can we continue becoming better? And because we will be competing soon with the digital, artificial, managed entities. And if we don't compete with them in the manner in which they can be defeated, because we have only one thing over there, And that's our emotion. Our emotion of being trusted, our emotion of being good, our emotion of being happy, our emotion of making them happy. That's one thing which machines will take years to learn. So before they learn that, let's learn what do they well, and we become a better digital avatars of our own self. So thank you very, very much once again to all of you. Let me see the chat in case I have something which I need to answer. Otherwise, we can get rid of each other.
You want to get rid of us?
I thought you would be like to get rid of me.
No, I thought we were going to have it for 1.5, 2 hours today.
Okay, so here we are. I try to time myself better this time, Suman.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah. Thanks, Aman, a lot for the good presentation. Probably in the next editions, we would like to listen something on the YouTube and Instagram also, because that's also an important part of the social media nowadays. And
Lost you, Shwetank. Shwetank can't hear you, or is my screen stuck?
I'm not able to go down. Wait a minute. Let me stop share first. And here comes the chat. Where is the chat? Here it is. Here is the chat. And can we have a session on halt? Wait a minute. That's interesting. Somebody like the word halt?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we can have something. Actually, we have done a lot of sessions on emotional intelligence, and that's quite similar to halt as such. Okay. Okay, very good. Let me see. Okay, so that was Piyush. So definitely Piyush, we can do something around that.
Thank you, sir.
Should be the size of presentation. Oh, Nitin asked, what should be the size of presentation? So Nitin, if you're doing a destination management presentation, for example, 7, 8, 10 slides are okay. For example, today my presentation has almost 40, 45 slides. I generally avoid such a large number presentation. And that's the reason I was a little bit skeptical about the time myself. Now, having said that, anything around 10, 15 slides should be good enough. But again, it depends upon the subject, and it also depends upon who are you doing it with. So size is little bit more dynamic, but you can use that. We'll put it on YouTube also. We have a session on halt, size of presentation. I don't see any other question as of now.
We were live on Facebook, Aman.
Sorry?
We were live on Facebook also right now.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. So, Suman, I'll share this presentation with you. You can share with all the participants.
Sure.
Because it has, some links and all that stuff. Do you want me to share those links separately, or it's better that they are in the presentation itself?
I think it would be good to have on a chat also. I mean, people can take them immediately.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll just send them on a chat to Suman, and then Suman can send it to everyone.
Okay. Otherwise, Shwetank was saying if you put it, okay. Shwetank, on the Zoom chat, I don't think you'll be able to copy it properly. So,
okay.
Once I send the presentation.
Do you want me to try now? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Huh?
Right.
Give me 1 second.
You'll be able to click the hyperlink and go to the page immediately. But if I want to copy it and paste it someplace else, that will not happen. I can click it.
Let me just try it out still, Suman. Give me 1 second, huh?
Sure.
So here is on the how to improve your LinkedIn SSI. I copied it from the presentation. I put it on the chat, and I put it for everyone. And here it goes. So just see if if it works for everyone. Just click it and see if it works for your.
Clicking will work. So as soon as I click it, it will take me to my internet page. So I guess.
So let me just copy them now for everyone. People can just click and if they want.
Correct.
Okay.
And then they can save the link from there.
Yes. Give me, let me use, give me just
There
one
was
second. Huh?
one more link.
I got 3 or 4 actually, frankly speaking.
Maybe you can also have your video on now.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, give me one second. I'll do that too. And here you go. So this is done. I've done my video. Light jala doge, please. Light. I'm sitting in dark actually. Okay. So, and then I did one on this and I did one on Facebook, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Here you go.
In the meantime, if there's any other question, we can have it on chat. And Nitin has another question, Aman.
Okay, let me see. So I put all them on the chat box. Nitin, how should we dealing on WhatsApp, as nowadays people want maximum? You are right. So Nitin, WhatsApp is a very good tool which is turning out to be, and I really understand what you're asking. I'm only saying that what you shouldn't do on WhatsApp. So definitely you should engage people on WhatsApp, but you should not, when you're engaging them on WhatsApp, with the same people, don't use too much of JPG spammers or send too much irrelevant information or write too long message on WhatsApp. And in fact, you should encourage them that if they really want detailed information on WhatsApp, you should say, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's connect on a meeting with you. Can I send you a small meeting link on anything? I mean, I'm not encouraging Zoom again. You can use anyone, right? So you can say, because you see, these are the times when you will, not these are the times. I think you should continue even after you start going to office. Encourage people to meet more online. And that online meeting can be with a presentation or can be without presentation. It's fine. But if you meet them very often, online, and obviously meet them later on in person too, I think you will be able to increase your reach. Now, for example, take an example. You have an executive in your office and somebody calls today for, you have people, somebody in July calls you for a holiday package and you say, I'm sending you an email. Is that more powerful? Or if that person has time, asking that person, can you come on for 15 minutes on a call? I would like to show you a small presentation. Is that more powerful? I think that is more powerful. And obviously, once you've done that, you will have email interactions and you will have maybe WhatsApp interaction about the same package, right? But now you look at, and I would advise not to have the same discussion on LinkedIn or Facebook, because they are more advertising or marketing. They are not sales tools as such. They are more of marketing tools. So, but WhatsApp, email, online meetings can be used as a sales tool. I mean, you are interacting more, engaging more with the customer, and customer has more chance to buy from you. Now, assume that somebody has seen a package from you, your organization, online, interacted on WhatsApp, and you have good email sent to that person. And there's another company he's also looking at, and they have just sent them an email with 4 options. Who has the more chance to, or who has impressed them more in the sales process? I think your organization has impressed them more. But you have to set that right. And you have to make sure that people don't follow bad etiquettes of them when they're interacting with the client, because that will put them off. Rather than winning from it, we will lose from it.
Right. Thank you, Aman.
Okay.
There is something in the chat. One moment. Okay, no, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very, very much to all of you. Thanks, Shwetank.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Nitin. Thanks, Nitin.
Thank you, Aman. Yeah,
thank you, everyone. Let me take some few names. Otherwise, Satish, thank you very much for being there. Gajendra, Prashant, many of you are there. It will take a lot of time to put everybody on the name, but guys, I got all of your names. So thank you very, very much. I really enjoyed working on this presentation. I was thinking that I have done a good job. and I think Shwetank has put me for another job. Now I started thinking on what should I do on YouTube and other stuff. Okay, thank you very much,
Okay,
Prashant.
Thank you,
bye-bye.
sir. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you. I
Bye-bye.
hope you all
Thank
enjoyed
you
it.
everyone
Yes.
for coming
Thanks.
in.
But just 1 second, Suman. I'm sure you all have enjoyed it, but
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
I would love that when I meet you in person, all of you are saying, we have learned from this. This is what we have done. So give me some good stories, what you have learned, implemented. You got a client, you are able to impress someone using all the learning. Learning only gets permanent by practicing. Remember that. And I would love you more if you start using them rather than only being impressed by it. Sorry, Sumant, you can say it now.
So that's perfectly fine. So yes, how we've implemented it, and I guess we at Advantage will start the implementation soon. We'll have, I think, a next session in a week's time. Nitin has created a presentation, and I think we can share it, present it to us when we have our internal detailed session of presenting. So Nitin, I've seen your presentation, and we can work on that, and then you can present it also. And I think Shweta
Thank you, Suman.
present it, and we'll just have that practical exercise also.
Sure. Sure. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Shwetank,
Thank you.
Shwetang, 1 second.
Yeah.
Shwetank, I wanted to do maybe with 4, 5, 10 of us to do a presentation with videos and a lot of stuff on the cycling tour of Italy.
Okay. Okay. That's a good one. That's a counter one.
We want to learn from your experience. So just do a entertaining presentation on for us on cycling tour for
Sure.
Italy or Europe or any other destination you feel like.
Yes, absolutely. I can do that.
Open it up to everyone kind of a thing.
Sorry?
Kukuri, okay.
Just, no, I'm saying rather than 10, 12,
I leave that you to decide.
Shwetank can decide.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Done.
Right, fine.
With the promo and then creating your design. Then
Okay.
shoot it out as we did today.
Sure. Okay, let me give it a thought, Suman, and I'll call you and discuss on this.
Sure.
And how we gonna do about it. And definitely cycling is my, it's a passion, and I've done cycling in Europe. So I think it will come up very well, and it will be very interesting to test the skills now.
Sure, perfect.
Okay, done.
If you need my help, hit me up. Shwetank, if you need my help, do let me know.
Sure, definitely. आपकी जरूरत पड़ेगी help में. इसमें आपके बिना काम ही कैसे होगा?
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
And then we'll put it out in the open world.
Okay, bye-bye.
Internally जो test करेंगे, then we'll release it out.
Sure.
Thank
Okay, bye.
The meeting is not yet getting locked because in case anybody wants to copy the links, so whenever you've seen the link and you want to exit, you can exit. I will end the meeting in 2 minutes.
Ma'am, are you able to copy the link from there?
No, Anushkan, copy the link. You can click on it. It will open to the web page, and then from the web page you can copy it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
It is clickable, and once it takes you to the web page, then from there you
Yes,
can.
ma'am, it's clickable.
Yeah.
The screenshot would work out, I suppose.
Hanji?
Even a screenshot will work out.
स्क्रीनशॉट पे आप फिर वो लिंक को आपको टाइप करना पड़ेगा. तो बेस्ट आप इसको क्लिक कर लो, 3 वेब पेजेस खुल जाएंगे, फिर वहां से लिंक कॉपी करके अपने नोटपैड पे कहीं पे कॉपी कर लेना ऑनलाइन.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Done.
That's why I'm not ending the meeting in case anybody wants to click on the link and then